Hi, I'm Alex Archbold, and I've been buying and selling antiques since I was 9 years old. From basements to scrapyards, I'll look just about anywhere I can to find lost antiques and collectibles. And sometimes I'll go big and buy everything. I never know what's going to happen or who I'm going to meet. This is our life, this is our adventure, and this is Curiosity Inc.
I'm home, honey.
Back at the house today, we had an exciting day. If you saw the other video that I did, we were dropped off the Volkswagen bus. We just pulled out of a field. If you haven't seen that yet, go through my video archives and see that. But look, the front door has arrived, and that is getting installed tomorrow. Now, it's not painted yet, but we are gonna have some pretty exciting news, some pretty exciting updates when the door goes on, and that's when I'll come back to show you guys the progress. It's the next day. I've come out with Abigail, the truck, and the boys, and look, the door is on the house. The door is here. Let's go have a look. Look at this. We finally have the front doors on. They're tall. They're 8 foot. They're an 8-foot door. This should let lots of light in. This was also the reason why the contractors couldn't put the tile down, because they had to wait until this was installed. The outside, this part is getting painted red, and the other side, the inside, will be white. But let's see if we can find a way indoors. Oh, look, this is the handle. That's not so bad. Melissa wasn't really convinced what handle we should have, but that doesn't look too bad, especially once the door is painted. Okay, let's go in and see it from the other side. Okay, coming through the back, and look at all the light. I can already tell. Wow. Like you could just walk right through it? Yeah. Don't try it. There'll be a schmeary Abigail face print on the glass. Well, that'll definitely give, hang on, I'm gonna back up and have a better look at this. That gives us so much more light through the front and through that open to blow area. Oh, it's just so much more breezy and open in here. The idea was, with having an extra tall front door with lots of glass, that we'd be able to take in the beauty of the outdoors out the front window. See, we have trees and nice stuff and old vehicles, soon to be moved, but we have nice stuff outside to look at. And when I flip around, you have this great view of an Abigail in the dining room and a Stephen. And it just gives so much more light to the main floor that you can have this great pass through all the way back over here, and you still have all that great light coming through. What do you think, guys?
Really exciting. I think
Yeah?
it's nice with the door. It's a lot more lighted.
It's way better now. I can't wait to show Mom. This morning, I've come out to double check all my lines that we drew for the driveway. We kind of adjusted them, as you can see, to make sure that the angles were all right, because our drafter Sean is showing up with Drew Pad, and we're gonna try and do an official plot drawing here, but I wanted to make sure that we had our rough design more or less complete, thus the orange lines before they come. That way they can give the exact measurements and the geolocation to potential future contractor for the road or the paving, because once we start doing the landscaping and we do the final grade, or the rough grade, I guess rough grade then final grade, all those lines that we painted down are going to be gone, so they won't have any clue what we want this driveway to look like. So due diligence, making sure that I've done everything I can to make this as easy for them as possible. The other considerations are, how deep should we go into the ground? What type of surface are we working with? We have kind of a sandy base underneath the soil here. So they're going to have to go down probably about a foot or more, actually about a foot and 4 inches. So a foot of gravel packed with 4 inches of asphalt on top to give us a nice medium base. Once that's all in, that should be okay for when future tow trucks come and haul in projects like that into the garage, so that we don't have to worry about ruts or sinking in. But hopefully very soon we'll have Drew Pad and Sean here, and we'll start talking plans. Here's the line, and there's Sean and Drew Pad.
And tag, you're it. There's the laser.
Tag, I'm it. Yeah, I'm being pointed. They've got a laser shining at me right now because we're measuring the driveway and trying to get all the lines right and the curves right so he can do it on his plan. So Sean, this must be kind of surreal for you to see. Well, I guess you see this all the time. One of your designs come to life.
Yeah, it's always an exciting part of the exciting time in the process where you get to actually see what you put on paper come to life in real life.
And here it is.
I haven't seen it since framing, but I felt like I've been there the entire way.
Yeah, watching on YouTube and stuff. And Drupad, today is an exciting day for the house because one of the final puzzle pieces is being laid down, and that's the hardwood.
That's the hardwood, yes.
Yeah,
we
so
are almost done. And hardwood and then carpet and just the final touches. So a couple more weeks to go.
I was impressed that the toilets actually flushed and the sink actually worked, you know. We were so excited to have running water.
Running water, yeah. We waited for a while to get running water.
Yeah, and we're waiting on the landscaper to show up, and we're going to talk about grading a little bit and landscaping. And you know, the guys are starting to get the flooring ready to lay out over there. I guess they're starting to lay the flooring out, which is kind of cool.
Actually prepping a sample for you to take a look at and give us your feedback.
Oh.
You want to go take a look?
Oh yeah, sure. Let's go have a look.
Jake, you want to very short to us?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So
This frame
for where the tile's going to go, yeah.
Yes, tiles are going inside, and we were thinking this way.
Yep.
And yeah, obviously this will be one piece, and we have to use two pieces.
I would almost think,
It will be 45 here, you know. Like,
but I wonder if we should just take the tile straight to the wall. What do you think, Drupad?
This will give it a nice frame look.
yeah.
Okay, so you think framing it would look classier?
Would look nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is what we discussed early on as well when we were doing
Okay.
the drawing.
Yeah.
Well, I will trust you guys to make it look awesome. So yeah, that should be just fine.
Yeah.
The reason I think we should probably leave it like that is because you're gonna have hardwood extending into this front room.
Right.
So having that border running towards the front
Just will look a little bit
Divide.
nicer. Okay, yeah.
Divide two floors, like.
Well, you guys are the experts, and you know, we're gonna have like a little table here anyway. I was just thinking, well, if somebody has muddy boots, you know, you don't want to get your wet shoes on the wood, but it probably wouldn't because we'd have a table there, wood, and get dirty. So yeah, okay, awesome. Then let's roll with it, guys.
Yeah.
Okay, Drupad, what are we looking at?
We got your custom hardwood heat grills.
My vents.
Vents, yeah.
Wow, it matches perfect.
Matches perfectly. It'll be nice and flush to the floor.
Nice.
Custom made.
Custom made. Oh, did you make it?
Got it made.
Wow, I had them made. That's awesome. So what, they just took our wood
Yeah,
and
they
and
took
built
our
it.
hardwood.
They made them to
Exactly to match.
have exactly the color.
Wow, you guys are really stepping it up
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
I've never had a house fancy
there you
like
go.
this before. Normally other people have built stuff in the house and I haven't had a choice, but this is weird having a nice place.
There you go.
I mean, weird in a great way. I mean, look, Melissa's gonna have the kitchen that she wanted. Not that I don't work in the kitchen too. Everybody always says, how dare you say it's Melissa's kitchen? Well, she wanted this type of kitchen and I think it looks fantastic.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah, and just once that floor is all laid out in here, she's gonna be really excited to see this. You have no idea.
And
Like,
once you get your hardwood floor laid in the kitchen, the color of the countertops and the color of the floor.
it's gonna pop. It's
together.
gonna pop.
It's like kitchen's the heart of the house, right?
Yeah.
It is, yeah. Well, I'm excited. It is very snowy outside and very echoey where I am. Oh, the weather outside is frightful, but inside is so delightful. We're having a spring snowstorm right now, but I've decided to come back to the house because they've got the hardwood flooring started. I don't know how far they got, but look, there's exciting signs saying for me to remove my shoes. I was waiting for this moment. Let's go inside and see what they accomplished so far. And there we go. Well, they got most of this hallway done. It's actually not too much. I'm going to close the door here because I'm getting crazy echoes off of there. I am going to take my shoes off as recommended. I actually wore my winter boots because I didn't know how deep the snow would be out here. Okay, they've come. Did they do in the closet? Yep, did in the closet. And looks like it's butting up nicely against the tile. That's perfect. Well, they made some good progress. Apparently, they're planning on having this all done more or less tomorrow. There's the decorative little bit we were talking about earlier where they want to do the angle. And they're right. Being framed like that is probably going to look a lot nicer than just having tile go straight to the wall. I will let the masters do their magic. But it looks like they started making some progress. He got as far as the edge of the front room. Let's turn around and see. Yeah, well, for a day's work, I mean, they got the hallway, they got the closets, and that's a lot of small stuff to have to cut. So I imagine tomorrow it'll go fairly quick because it's basically just cutting straight planks and getting them nailed down all the way through here. And I'm most excited to see when the dining room, kitchen, you know, when the fireplace has the hardwood, but you can kind of get an idea of the color of the floor, albeit dusty right now. It's gonna look awfully nice. See, now that trim, you get the idea, the trim matches exact to the floor, so it seems harmonious. At least that's the idea, that it all kind of tie together. And it is the right shade. I mean, that's a pretty darn near perfect match between that railing and the floor, so that worked out pretty good. Let's see, how far did they get? Got part way into this little room here. It looks like he kind of called it a day. Maybe he was working on that last. So there's a bit of work left to do, a lot of work left to do. But a lot of the tricky stuff, I think that's what he was trying to accomplish today, is all the stuff around the doors. That's the stuff that probably takes the longest, and then it'll just fly through super quick now that all that work's done. Once you start getting to the straight boards, I bet tomorrow when I come back around the same time, there'll be a lot more to look at. I'm still kind of impressed by this. That is pure water right out of the ground, right out of our well. It's absolutely crystal clear. No water treatment plant, no chemicals, nothing. Just good old-fashioned water. And it's free from our ground, other than the well cost, but you know, that's good water. I'm happy we've got that kind of water here on the property. I've returned to the house this morning. The fellows were working all day yesterday, and they did make some progress, but I'm not here to really come look at the flooring, although I'm definitely going to do that. I'm here because the internet and Wi-Fi people are going to be arriving very soon, and we're getting our Wi-Fi for our house installed. So that's pretty exciting news. It's one of the first sort of things that we're doing to get ready for moving in, which will just be in a little over 2 weeks' time. We want to make sure it's all set up and ready to go, and that we're not waiting and don't have any way to go online or watch TV and things like that. So hopefully they'll be here soon. They gave me one of those windows, you know, when they say be there between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. It wasn't that bad, I guess. They said they're going to arrive sometime between 8 a.m. and noon. That's still a pretty big window. So I hope they show up soon, so I'm not just here, hanging out with the guys doing the flooring, because they've got work to do. I'll probably just go hide upstairs in the office and hang out and keep myself busy until they arrive. But let's have a look and see what they've done with the floor so far. Last time I was here, they had done the hallway, which is still more or less the same, but they made their way into the pantry. The pantry has flooring now. And more importantly, they've started to work their way out through the living room. So they've got the entire front room more or less done. And they've worked their way all the way over to the fireplace. And they said that basically today they should be able to get the majority of it wrapped up. It was all the tricky stuff around all the banisters and the header for the stairs is done. All the little tricky things take a while, but once you get to the straight planks, it kind of goes pretty quick. So they should be here any minute. I am just gonna hang out and wait for the Wi-Fi guy to appear. Cable guy has arrived. I've got nowhere to be inside there, so I've come back out to my truck as I wait. I did take this opportunity that I'm going to be sitting here anyway to reach out to a garage floor epoxy coating company to get an estimate done on getting an epoxy floor coating done in the garage. It's something I wasn't really budgeted for or really planning for, but if I don't do it now, it probably won't happen because I'm going to have stuff in there, you know, project vehicles or whatever, and I might not have a chance to get it done. And it really does look nice. It's a nice finish for a garage floor, and I really do like it, but I guess we'll see what the cost is going to be and see if it's feasible for right now. Most importantly, though, I'm going to let that guy finish up and get the Wi-Fi set up, because when we move in, we'll still want to be able to upload videos and watch TV and go on the internet and stuff. So that was an important one to get done. One thing we've been waiting for on the front of the house is to get the siding finished up, but Josh is here and you've come prepared.
I got everything I need.
Everything you need. So this will be one of the last touches for the front of the house.
Yep.
Now, are you doing the trim around the door, like the fancy looking trim that goes around the door
Yep.
too? Okay, so this will look like a finished front of the house almost
Finish
after
front
you're
of the
done.
house when I'm done here today.
Wow, it's like somebody's baked the cake and you're putting the icing on top.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm excited to see what you get done today.
Yeah.
Awesome. So at the time of the filming, the time that I'm shooting this video, there is a bit of an oil shortage right now, conflict in Russia and Ukraine and so forth. What that means as sort of a trickle down is that siding being made from oil products is actually becoming much more difficult to get a hold of. And Josh was saying that even some colors like this blue, you can't even get right now. So if we were to start this project today, we might find that we wouldn't be able to actually get the color of the house we wanted. So we're lucky we got things when we did, and that we got in. Actually, our neighbor is doing construction as well, and he was telling me he's not even at the stage where he needs siding yet, but he's pre-ordered it and put it in his garage because he's worried that very soon you won't be able to get a lot of these sort of plastic products. We really got in at the right time. Things worked out just perfectly. He is now up on the roof, our installer of internet. The problem with being out in the country is that sometimes you don't have the best service, and that is one concern we have, trying to get a good signal. You know, we have a lot of trees around the property, so he's just up there on the roof basically trying to make sure we got a good signal. I think by the end of today, there's going to be a lot of progress. We should have the siding done around the front door. We should have Wi-Fi in the house. We should have, what else? Oh yeah, hardwood floors should be mostly in. It's a good day of a lot of stuff getting done. Now, I will return later on, probably bring Melissa and the kids because they'll be very curious to see how the house is progressing. And I will be too. Frankly, I'll be excited to see it too. I've returned with the Melissa and a mini Melissa named Abigail. We've come out to see the work that Josh did on the front door and see how far they got on the inside. Well, that looks a lot better, hey guys? Do you see he did all the trim around the front door? So the siding is done. And they put the white around it. That looks so much better having that all cleaned up and looking good. You can tell where the fresh siding is because it's not dusty, hey? And all of these other workers that are here, those are the hardwood flooring guys. I recognize their vehicles. And that, I'm assuming, is the carpeting van because there's rolls of carpet inside of it. I'm just gonna poke my head inside and say hi to the guys. Well, the carpet is getting cut in the garage. Makes a nice workspace while all this is happening. I can hear, oh, look at the kitchen. Look at this. Look, they've got almost all the wood down on the whole main floor. That is a vast improvement. Hey?
Yeah.
Hey? Look at what's under your feet right now. Our new kitchen floor. I like that you both look down at the same time.
Hello.
One thing that was a nice touch, remember we were talking about these vents that they did. Look how nice that looks. They made it out of the same wood, custom fit, custom vents. I'm just used to going to Home Depot and getting a metal vent and plunking it in. I'm not used to all this fancy business, but it looks fantastic. So big progress this week. We'll come back again. We're gonna let the guys continue to work, but we'll come back and visit again once it's all tidied up. As for the carpeting, well, they are getting the sides put on. They do the sides first and then roll it on down. He's got the first few steps done. So when we come back for the final update, oh look, the tile is done in the front. This ought to be nice and different when we come back next time. there is one more reason why we really love this property. And some of you at home, the astute viewers at home, might have seen maybe glimpses outside of the back window. But the goal for all this land, the goal for this property that we're on right now, was to really have a nice space for us, hopefully for our retirement, to just enjoy. Some people might have a house and then have a getaway at a lake or something. We thought about that, but then all your vacations are kind of at the same place. So we wanted to build it so our house was a vacation destination, which is why our family will have access to an in-ground swimming pool. We actually had this completed last year with the cement pad, and we put the turf down. This is all fresh sod, which will hopefully come back in. And it was absolutely stunning out here with the sound of the birds and the trees, to have the pool, and then underneath the wood paneling over there, there's a hot tub. It is a luxury that I never would have thought was possible for me and my family. It is quite truly a dream come true. So we have some winter cleanup to do to get it ready, but we should have just a fantastic season out here this summer with the birds and the trees and Melissa's garden and the house. It's just gonna be a great spot for us to enjoy life and enjoy the next step of our journey. I mean, heck, you only live so long. Basically, I'm halfway done. Call it midlife crisis, call it what you will. But the way I figure it, if you are going to invest money in something, you may as well invest it in a nice environment for your family, which is why I sold off a bunch of stuff last year and decided to make this dream happen. So next week when you tune in, other than the I moved the Dodge over there, or the Plymouth wagon over there the other day, because they're going to start doing landscaping over here. So it's like it's lurking in the background, like Christine going to pounce on me from behind the Did somebody see a Plymouth wagon go by? They were all evil around that year, 57 to 60. Those were just the evil years for Chrysler, where they'll jump out and get you. Anyway, we have landscaping happening soon. So I had to move the vehicle off of the front yard to get it out of the way. But all this will be taken care of before too long. And I'm looking forward to a summer of gardening and landscaping and planting trees and flowers and all that good stuff. Anyway, guys, next episode, we start to move into the final stages of the house, where the final flooring should go in, the final paint, the cleanup should happen, and just all kinds of stuff is going to be going on in the next episode, where we really start to see a transformation. So although the house itself will be done very soon, within the next couple weeks or so, we still have quite a bit of work to do in the yard to change all this mud and muck into a nice, hopefully a nice lawn. So tune in for more episodes, guys. We'll see y'all soon, and as always, bye for now.